Iguna Arva Hoshgeldines, that is, good afternoon and welcome to Drake House and to the St. Patrick's campus of the Australian Catholic University here in Melbourne to celebrate the appointment of Associate Professor Sally Ujjal to the Fethullah Gulen Chair in the Study of Islam and Muslim Catholic Relations. My name is Dermot Nestor, and in addition to being the Executive Dean for the Faculty of Theology and Philosophy, I'm also what's called the Master of Ceremonies for this afternoon's event, a role which, as I explained to my 7-year-old son, involves introducing people to speak who are better qualified and more capable at that task than I am. I'd like to extend a very special welcome to a number of our guests here this afternoon, those who are members of the university and those, of course, who are joining us for this celebration today. And I'd begin with our VIP list. Of course, Associate Professor Sally Ujjal himself, Mr. Anna Keskin, Executive Director of the Australian Intercultural Society, Associate Professor Scott Alexander, Associate Professor of Islamic Studies and Director of the Catholic Muslim Studies Programme at Catholic Theological Union, Mr. Hakan Beroglu of the Niagara Foundation, Mehmet Saral, Chairman of the Galaxy Foundation, and a warm welcome also to Professor Greg Barton, Chair in Global Islamic Politics at Deakin University, Professor Ishan Yilmaz, Fethullah Gulen Chair in Islamic Studies and Intercultural Dialogue at Deakin University, Mr. Mesut Lelik, CEO of the Selimeh Foundation, members of the Islamic Sciences and Research Academy also, and to representatives of Australian Catholic University, beginning with our Commander-in-Chief, Professor Greg Craven, AO GCSG, Vice-Chancellor and President, and to his wife, Miss Anne Craven, who I'm delighted is here and able to attend this afternoon, to our Pro-Chancellor, Mr. Julian O'Connell, to the Provost and Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Professor Pauline Nugent, to the Chair of Academic Board, Professor Margot Hillel, and Associate Vice-Chancellor from Melbourne, Dr. John Ballard. I also welcome members of ACU Company, Senate and Chapter, faculty deans, colleagues within the Faculty of Theology and Philosophy, colleagues and friends across the university, and supporters of Muslim Catholic relations and interfaith work more broadly. I think it might have been quicker if I named everybody. I'd also like to acknowledge the work of our university marketing and external relations team, and particularly that of Mr. Fatih Tunser in the faculty itself, whose efforts behind the scenes allow people like me to stand here and to talk. Now, to formally commence proceedings, I'd like to read the acknowledgement of country, acknowledging myself that as a visitor to these lands from overseas, it is a privilege indeed to be able to do so. Today we recognise the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia and their continuing connection to land, sea and community. We respectfully acknowledge and pay our respects to the elders past, present and emerging.